Alright, loading into game 1 of the Discount Team House Season 4 finals between Team ATZ on the blue side and Team BBZ on the red side. This series will be a best of 5 series, and this is game 1. So far, just looking at the compositions, we have a poke composition coming out from Team ATZ, and on Team BBZ side, a lot more of a standard late game composition. Interesting to note that both AD carries has gone for first strike here, and so it's going to be a matter of range game. Varus with his Q, and Caitlyn with auto attacks or her Q of her own. Now they're going to get spotted by a ward here, and Team BBZ are able to spot it, so if they don't realize that there's a ward here, they are going to get punished. Seems like Team ATZ know about some of the wards, and Keno is also going to get pushed away a little bit. And looks like they're going to capitalize on it. Drowsy is going to get immediately binded up and take some damage back, and another first strike proc going over. So already a pretty bad start for Team ATZ's bot lane here. Keno manages to get away with a decent amount of health from that Fiora, so nothing lost there. Now it's going to be a split map situation with Briar starting red as well as Kha'Zix, so their paths will not cross. Interestingly enough, Team BBZ is giving a lot of space for this Caitlyn when that really shouldn't be the case right now with how low the health is, but they are scared of this range pressure they've got going on here. So a decent amount of CS difference already. Another binding is going to land, immediately forced to cleanse by Drowsy. A little bit late response there. Will end up taking a shot over from Crazy Mr. BBZ as well. And it looks like it's going to be a full clear for both junglers, so not too much action going to be showing up. This will mean that Kha'Zix is going to be pathing top side. Fiora and Ornn matchup, I don't think Kha'Zix is going to really be able to get a kill here. Actually, Keno's going to go for a very deep 1 versus 1, and oh my goodness, the minion block is going to end up killing CJ Flash. Thought that he had the all-in with the PTA and the ignite, but it was not quite enough. A very nice early kill coming in from Keno. Does still has a summoner spell advantage, gonna be able to TP and catch the wave, so a nice big win there. And really it's gonna be that minion block that was really the difference maker there, otherwise it would have been a trade 1-for-1. So hopefully that doesn't deter CJ from making plays going forward. He might play a little bit safe after that mistake. And now Mr. Zufu is going to make a similar mistake. He's going to dash in into turn range, take a shot, and then immediately get knocked up. But of course, because the wave is so big, Chevy Man's not really going to be able to do anything about it. Now, is Unknown going to make the gank happen right here? It looks like he decides against it, realizes the wave is too big. Chevy Man would miss a little bit too much if he was to follow up on that. And it looks like he is already behind quite significant 12 CS. And so they are going to allow him to continue to farm. Briar now is pathing toward the bot side. Whether he's going to make a gank out of this or not, we'll have to see. It does throw out the ping. There is no vision for Team ATZ, so they'll immediately have to run away. Bryson low on mana. The E will land onto Morgana, and does have to flash away in order to not get hit. There is no cleanse available for Drowsy, but he does manage to flash away. So a summoner burned there in the mid lane. Keno does have barrier. Does get the sleep off as well. A decent chunk of damage once again. Does have the level advantage thanks to the teleport earlier on as well. So he's going to continue to pressure this Akshan. Main goal for Zoe here is to keep Akshan from roaming with the stealth. Needs to keep that wave pushed in constantly. Of course, Akshan has decent wave clear of his own, so it'll be a push game. Now, Briar is looking to gank in the mid lane here. Has confirmed that there is no vision. Keno is walking up just a bit further now. Gonna have to be careful. Throws out the barrier so that he can use the Profane Hydra, but now this will signal for Briar to come on in. The sleep actually ends up hitting a minion, and so Keno should go down there. Kill goes over to Big Palm, 1-for-1. Both teams on the board now. This will also mean that Unknown gets to counter jungle a bit. They have vision of where Briar is heading next as well. And with Grub spawning now in just over a minute, we'll have to see if there is any kind of play from either side. Xerath, of course, not the best roaming champion, but he may decide to head up there to help his jungler. They are exactly, they know exactly where Big Palm is right now as well, and he is pathing toward bot. So this can signal that they can go for this Grubbies on spawn. Just to take a look at the farm, once again, Mr. Zufu playing very dominantly early on, double the CS of Ornn, but of course, Chevy Man realizes that his goal is not to win lane, but just to survive and be that value tank for his team in the late game. Now, the Team ATZ has started up the Cloud Dragon. Bryson did walk through the Scuttle vision, so they are aware of it. However, the entire team of Team BBZ are really far away, so this should be a clean takeaway, all going to get out unscathed. CJ will take out the pink ward there. A nice call coming in from ATZ, realizing that it was right on the reset timer. A little bit unusual for the entire team to reset at once, because they just give up so much room on the map, but ATZ definitely taking advantage of it. The Grubs have spawned as well, and Kha'Zix is pathing topside, so we'll have to see if they decide to go for it. He is not level 6 just yet, but he should be quite soon. And Bryson is going to mirror him as well. So they do have priority. Briar being on completely other side of the map. Of course, they don't realize this at the moment. On the other side, Team BBZ bot lane will take the first plate. However, they are sharing EXP, so Caitlyn will be okay with this. First Grub has already gone down. And Briar looking for another gank here onto Keno. And on the top side, Chevy Man running away for his life, but does get away with a nice dash. Briar wasting a lot of time once again. The wave has pushed, but this time Keno has learned his lesson. He knows exactly what to expect and will get a nice chunk of damage before running away. And all three of the first Grubs will be taken by ATZ. ATZ with really good map movement so far in the beginning of this game. And now Morgana is seen on the bottom half of the map, is clearing some vision. Once again, Caitlyn is happy to just continue to take this solo farm. Needs to be careful not to get caught out by the Morgana here. Does have Cleanse. Not the best trap, but does sidestep the Q. We'll try to kite out a little bit. Varus, of course, does not have the R just yet, so nothing comes out of it. Another aggressive trade, but the sleep will not land onto CJ. CJ, knowing that the sleep is down, will aggressively hookshot forward. Ignite ult. Will it be enough? No, the turret tier 1 does block it. And so even with the ignite, once again, Keno does survive. Now, Briar is heading toward the top side of the map. Is level 6. Is Big Palm going to use his ultimate anywhere here? Doesn't look like he's going to go for top. Of course, there was a wave stacking up, so Ornn able to get some deep vision and does back away. Bot lane continuing to be a first strike farm fest. And looks like with the ward, Team ATZ knew exactly where CJ Flash was. CJ hoping to perhaps get something done here, but no, he actually looked for the angle to try to get the Q bounce, but was not far enough. Varus ult is gonna land onto Bryson. He's gonna get chunked down. He's gonna go down with the ignite. Now, Drowsy is next. He's gonna try to do what damage he can. Does manage to flash away last second. Is the ultimate gonna kill? No, it does not. It is blocked by Gundle. However, Unknown is here. It is spotted by a ward immediately. And although we were not able to catch it on the camera, I believe Bryson walked up just a little bit into the bush and ended up getting immediately Varus ulted. So that is really unfortunate that he decided to face check there. Now in the top lane, a bit of a skirmish going on. A big wave stacked in once again for Chevy Man. But he is okay with this, of course. As mentioned, he's just happy to be soaking any kind of EXP here, just to stay relevant in the game. Doesn't matter if he's half CS down. Doesn't matter if he's a level down. As long as he's not falling too far behind, he is going to be relevant in the late game. Because X Bryson was roaming for the Grubs earlier on, he is going to be down experience quite significantly for the remainder of the game. It looks like it's about a level and a half. Doesn't have his ultimate just yet. But once he hits it soon, this is where the Caitlyn Xerath combination really starts to shine. They can pick off anybody by syncing up their ultimates. Of course, it's not always guaranteed because Xerath needs to land his shots. But if they land, it should be an easy pick-off. Morgana getting some vision. Caitlyn going to step up to try to deny some of it. Briar is waiting in the wings, and they are hoping to land a linear Briar ult here, perhaps. Still waiting. Hasn't quite pulled the trigger just yet. And a flash forward from Varus, but the ultimate is not going to land. Neither is the Briar ultimate. The Morgana Q does land onto Bryson. He is getting chunked out quite a bit. Has 2 stacks of Varus W, but is it going to be enough? No, it looks like it won't be. And they get away unscathed. So another nice survival coming out from Team ATZ's bot lane. Drowsy throwing out the ultimate just for the first strike proc and some poke damage. Realizes there isn't really a kill angle here, but is Bryson actually going to go for a kill shot here? He's very low. We'll need to be careful. He did get tagged by another Varus Q there. And now, once again, Briar is looking for something possibly in the mid lane is going to finish up the scuttle. Unknown was about to gank top lane, but of course, Fiora just made it home. The poke game continues in the bot lane. And now, Keno does get immediately jumped on. Briar, it looks like she did use ultimate there. So another nice gank pulled off by Briar there. And the binding does land. Are they going to be able to trade something back here? The E will land, as will the W from Xerath. And now the Xerath shots. Is it going to land on him? One more, perhaps. The last shot will land, but it will not be enough damage. However, surviving matters just as much, despite Morgana Q landing. So I'm sure ATC's bot lane is happy about that. This will prompt some aggression on the top side of the map. Kha'Zix is nowhere near the grub, so it looks like they're going for just a clean 3-for-3 trade. If you're going to go down to make sure it's secure, they do not know where Kha'Zix is at the moment. And just to recap on the farm here, once again, Mr. Zufu on Fiora is continuing the 50%, or the double rather, CS lead of Ornn. Jungler is quite similar, 10 CS lead for Kha'Zix. Mid similar, 10 CS lead for Akshan. Bot lane pretty much dead even as well, although Morgana has gotten twice as many shots, or CS. Trial's going to go wide. Varus going to immediately start to focus down Keno ultimate, but Keno does actually make it out alive here, and he is covered. Briar might go over the wall here, needs to be careful. Is actually going to just back away. In the top lane there was a bit of a skirmish, but nothing came out of it. And another dragon secured by Team ATZ. Nice to recognize that once again BBZ was not anywhere near the area trying to control. So far the objective control has been very good from ATZ here. So a 2 dragon lead, a 3-for-3 grub trade. As long as this game continues as is, it should benefit Team ATZ quite a bit. Ornn value continuing to stack up as well. Now Unknown's going to try to go for a play here in the mid lane. Briar is nowhere nearby, has to stealth and does get away. Ends up just clearing the wave for Keno. Now Mr. Zufu is proxy farming, does get 2 of the 4 ultimate procs off. He's going to continue to lifesteal and get the minions here. However, Unknown is here, and now Mr. Zufu has definitely overstayed his welcome. He's going to try to get away, but Kha'Zix is able to chase him down. The stun did land, and now is Gundel going to be able to survive all of these shots? One lands, just one more is going to do it, and the flash ends up dodging the last shot as well. And so Gundel just barely surviving. Now Caitlyn doesn't have just R just yet, but the, Morgana is going to make it home, so it shouldn't matter too much. Now Caitlyn realizes that Varus might greed for Xerath here, and Xerath needs to be careful about stepping up. Ooh, he does get away. Now the chase is on. He's going to step onto a trap and cleanses, ease, and Bryson does kill the Varus there. Probably wasn't necessary. I think they had it, but at the end of the day, it is still a kill, so not too bad. The CS lead is starting to grow for Caitlyn here. And Ornn has caught up a decent bit as well, thanks to Fiora getting a little bit too greedy, proxy farming there and getting caught out. So overall, the scaling is definitely starting to pick up for Team ATZ here. Caitlyn gonna once again throw out the ultimate, get Gundel chunked down, get the money from the first strike. I'm gonna back away. Just rotating it on cooldown is really good for this composition for Caitlyn and Xerath. Just using it on cooldown, even if it doesn't result in a kill, get some first strike gold, but also get their opponent to be a little bit more scared about walking forward because there is this Kha'Zix threat on the map. Now both junglers looking near mid lane. Kha'Zix has not been spotted yet, is going to jump in, immediately tries to blow up on CJ. Briar ultimate's going to land on Keno. Is he going to be able to finish Akshan? No, he does not. Now the chase is on into Keno. The bleed is probably going to get him. Yes, it does. However, a trade thanks to the Xerath arriving in the turret shot. So a 1-for-1 trade in the mid lane. Xerath, of course, is spending some time here, which will mean Caitlyn is going to get pushed into turret. Oh, they really want him. And both skill shots are going to miss. A dash forward does end up picking up onto Akshan by Unknown, but of course, does trade the kill. Drowsy needed to get away from that bad situation with his flash. The ignite was ticking, but not enough. This will mean bot lane turret goes down, however. So the first turret objective does go over to Team BBZ. Very nicely done by them. We'll sync up their recalls here. Caitlyn probably pushes one more wave and is going to end up swapping with their mid laner. So 5 kills each. Pretty much dead even in farm. Very competitive in close games so far. And as much as Ornn is going to have value going forward, so will this Fiora. Of course, very unfortunate knock-up miss there by the Ornn. But Ornn is definitely one of those champions. He's not dead until he's dead kind of thing, where he might seem really low, but all it takes is one strong turnaround of a knock-up under turret and this Fiora will go down. So Mr. Zufu very intelligently respecting it and not really going for any dives. Now the next dragon will spawn here in 45 seconds. Oh, a sleep's going to land. How much damage is it going to result in? And no, he actually decides to use his follow-up a little bit late there, so Akshan does survive. Let's see if Akshan has Mercury Chest. Yes, he does, and that's a really crucial buy against a champion like Zoe. It's going to help against Xerath in the late game as well. Now, here comes the damage onto Akshan. Of course, the Caitlyn ultimate will land, but only a couple shots from Xerath will land, so it's not going to be enough damage. So they did go for a play break. Oh, and Unknown's going to get caught out. Gets immediately blown up by the CC chain from Big Palm and Gundle, not respecting the fact that there was no flash there. And actually, Caitlyn is not going to be able to sidestep the fully charged Varus Q with the 3 stacks of W, so gonna get caught out as well. A pretty big mistake coming in from Team ATZ. Both of the champions going down for free there after they had used all of their combo onto Akshan unsuccessfully. Chevy Man is going to survive. Is it going to be a steal attempt? Not quite. Of course, the smite is there. So the first dragon on the board for Team ATZ. Briar ultimate's going to get thrown out, but does not land. So what started off as a 4-man rotation to the bot lane to try to pick off this Akshan. Oh, 2 turret shots going in. Oh, and that's going to cost him. It's going to actually... Oh my goodness. A huge mistake by Mr. Zufu, taking 2 turret shots for absolutely no reason. Perfect timing there by Kha'Zix to take him out. So as I was saying, Kha'Zix getting caught out right before Dragon is really unfortunate. And Varus landed an ultimate right here onto the Caitlyn, immediately able to take her down as well. The cleanse was quite not on off of cooldown yet. But despite all of that, still, the game is still relatively close. Only a 2,000 gold lead here for Team BBZ, the first significant lead since the game has started. And of course, taking that first dragon and denying the soul point for the rest of the game was a big deal. So props to them. Morgana Q landing onto the Kha'Zix there was very nice. Now both bot lanes going to show up in the mid lane. Going to be battle for who can take the tier 1 in the mid lane first. Briar walking up was immediately spotted, so it's going to try to linger in the bush for some time. Now Keno going a little bit deep onto CJ here. Missed damage, which means CJ is going to walk forward, get that passive off. Lots of damage coming in. And actually, Caitlyn is going to end up dying because the ultimate spread from Varus from Xerath to him. One more shot going to land, however, it's not going to matter. The turret was too low, and this means Xerath is immediately going to go down. Unknown not able to pick up on any of the kills, so 3 consecutive kills in favor of Team BBZ. This game is starting to snowball in their favor. Lots of very unfortunate mistakes coming out. Now, Mr. Zufu is going to use this opportunity to try to go in onto Chevy Man. The ultimate is going to get riposted. Very nice timing from Mr. Zufu. Gundle has arrived as well. Is the Morgana Q going to land? Yes, it will. That will guarantee a kill over to Mr. Zufu. So patience was definitely rewarded there, and is going to end up catching the wave in the top lane as well. So yeah, what started off as about 1,000 gold game, actually, very nice. Unknown is going to pick up a kill and try to even things out there. But still, about a 4,000 gold lead in favor of Team BBZ, definitely starting to grow out. This next dragon fight is going to be absolutely crucial. For ATZ to make this work, they're going to have to use the Caitlyn Xerath Kha'Zix combo to try to single someone else. Of course, Zoe can do the same from a long distance as well. But now they're going to have to deal with this very annoying Fiora who's going to be perma-split pushing all game. Ornn, of course, does have the teleport, is going to be able to catch most of the wave. And now Project to kill Fiora is online, and Caitlyn gonna walk up, but they're not sure if they can actually make something happen out of this. I think Fiora does realize that the team is coming, so it's gonna back away. Kha'Zix, Youmuu's try to catch up, not gonna be fast enough. Caitlyn R does get thrown out, but of course there is the riposte. This will open up Xerath ultimate to land, however, it's not gonna be nearly enough damage. They will have to deal with this midway now that it's gonna crash into their tier 2. Invis, Akshan gonna immediately get thrown forward. Oh, and the Briar ultimate's gonna land as well. Very unfortunate. A pick. Nicely done by Team BBZ in the bot lane. The thing with the Zoe Akshan matchup is Akshan can close distance so quickly, just like Camille can. That hook shot. And so all he needs to do is wait out the missed bubble from Zoe, and he can immediately go in like that and blow her up. I don't think... Oh, okay, now Unknown's gonna jump right onto Crazy Mr. BC, but the black shield is actually gonna be what negates some of that bonus magic damage coming out and will keep him alive. On the top lane, Chevy Man's gonna throw out the ultimate, but is not gonna be able to save the turret. Does miss the knockup. Now Fiora's ultimate is gonna start up. Caitlyn is on her way. Are they gonna get there in time? The Q is not gonna land. Now, do they have their abilities up? Caitlyn does not have ultimate, neither does Xerath, so I believe this Fiora is gonna get away. And now we are at a 7,000 gold lead for Team BBZ. They are absolutely in the driver's seat now. Fiora becoming an absolute menace in this situation. What ATZ need to do is take a step back, really just kind of take this game a little bit more slowly. They need to realize that they keep getting caught out for no reason, trying to make plays. Of course, Kha'Zix did have pretty valid reason to try to go for a kill there. But it was a 3 versus 1, and jumping into that kind of a situation without Merc Treads is definitely not the right call. Bear's continuing to be the annoying nuisance with the Q. Gonna stop a recall from Xerath, which is actually pretty important because now this will allow Team BBZ to get a pretty much uncontested second Infernal Drake. Now in the top lane, Unknown does respond by picking up a greedy Mr. Zufu, not recalling when he should have. So a little bit of gold traded back. However, the one benefit that Team BBZ has is the fact that they didn't get the 2 first dragons means that they can get a fully stacked 4 Infernal Drake with the soul if this continues. So BBZ really, or ATZ rather, needs to get a little bit of control back. Now Unknown's going to drive the Herald into the top lane, try to get some map pressure so that Fiora isn't able to push so easily. Now Briar's going to get caught out in a 3 versus 1. Chain CC is real good there. Another headshot is going to land in the top lane. CJ Flash this time getting caught out, and now it's going to be BBZ who are making really unusual, risky plays. Getting caught out there. The chain CC was masterclass coming in from ATZ there. And so 2 kills on the board. And it looks like it's actually going to be the Baron call. 29 seconds for CJ and 22 for Big Palm. Of course, this is the poke Caitlyn build, so the DPS simply isn't there. One big mistake is they're not having Xerath be the closest to Baron, so this Kha'Zix isolation damage was cut down significantly. Varus is on his way. Are they going to be able to stop with this with the Varus Q? No, it's not going to be enough. It's going to hit the Varus or the Ornn instead. First dragon, or first Baron rather, goes over to Team ATZ. So definitely capitalizing on the small lead and window they were able to make. Mr. Zufu now pressuring mid lane, takes another turret shot there. Now, is Varus going to commit the ultimate here? Yes, he does. It's going to land onto Ornn, but he is very tanky. Just dashes away. Nothing comes out of it, so a bit of a waste there. Now, will they decide to chase this? Caitlyn does have range for R, but not quite the vision. They are going to let them go. Briar going to do their clear on the top side of the map. Now, once again, Fiora is pushing out a little bit further than he needs to be, and so immediately this is going to prompt the rest of ATZ to try to stop him, but the ward is going to spot, so he's going to back away. Caitlyn are going to be thrown out onto the Varus, going to take about 40% of his health. Morgana was unable to block. Xerath will have his ultimate very soon as well, so let's see if this actually ends up being a pick before this mid lane siege happens up. Fiora is still in the bot lane. Akshan in the top, no TP. Briar waiting for commitment from ATZ so he can jump right onto them with his ultimate. Is he going to throw it out? Not quite yet. Morgana needs to be careful not to get sniped out. Oh, and the damage is really good there. It's going to get drowsied up. Is he going to get finished off by Xerath? Yes, he does. A nice shutdown in the top lane. Akshan and Kha'Zix has not run into each other just yet. In the bot lane, Chevy Man actually holding his own, able to turn back right onto Mr. Zufu. Almost ends up getting a kill. Oh, the missed knockup. He needs to... Good. He does have the trigger discipline to back away. Once Ornn doesn't have cooldowns, he does need to respect this Fiora, who has much lower cooldowns. Caitlyn on the chase is... Drowsy going to be able to get enough. An Unknown does walk forward. Is getting blown up here, and he's going to get caught out by Akshan. So once again, although this Kha'Zix has been able to get several really good picks, and a big bugble lands onto Akshan, he's about to get half of his health bonus, more than half, and now Caitlyn has arrived to finish it up as well. Briar ultimate barely not landing onto Keno. Really surprised that didn't land, and Briar's going to jump on in, immediately drowsied up, and then Caitlyn able to land a decent chunk of damage, and Varus gets blown up as well. Caitlyn R is going to get the vision, able to finish it off, and now Mr. Zufu in a 2 versus 1 situation. Morgana's on his way as well, and the damage is good. They almost do take him down, and neither of them have their ultimate, so they will back away. But from this sequence of events that just happened, ATZ have been able to catch up in overall gold, only just over 2,000 gold deficit now. So they are on their way to a cleanup, or a comeback rather, and the Baron power play has definitely been really significant here, able to come back the way they have, and they're going to get even more, getting the tier 1 mid turret and a nice crash in the top lane. CJ gonna stealth up and try to catch him by surprise, but it won't be enough damage anyway, so he does just focus down the wave. Really good vision coming in from Team BBZ on this bottom half of the map, so this Fiora can feel pretty safe pushing as far forward as he has. However, he is low on mana, needs to be careful of that. Is Caitlyn going to check the bush with his Q? Doesn't look like he will. However, the bubble will land. Are they going to try to capitalize on this? No, he did riposte it, so does manage to get away. Next objective, dragon spawning in 15 seconds, both sides really close by. And Mr. Zufu is going to completely face check the bush and going to get taken very low. Varus ult's going to completely whiff, and Xerath is going to or the Varus ultimate does whiff, and Xerath does end up picking one up. And a huge win coming in from ATZ, and 3 unanswered kills in favor of Team ATZ. This game has completely swung now, and oh my goodness, Unknown makes the exact same mistake he did before against that bush. That does go to show his slight lack of experience when it comes to being a jungle player. And now CJ is going to go really deep, does pick up Xerath, but now it's going to get finished off by Drowsy, and Drowsy able to pick up another one. So now, all while this was going on, Dawson does, or Chevy Man rather, does end up getting a turret push in the top. However, Fiora is going to push in the mid lane. Mr. Zufu doing the exact same thing, and does push much faster than Chevy Man does. And it's going to be an inhibitor for perhaps a turret. He may not end up getting that turret. Drowsy is going to try to chase out this Fiora, and he does manage to do so. Now the game has completely swung. There's still a bit of a gold favor in terms of BBZ being ahead. However, the dragon pickup was very significant, and it also allowed Chevy Man to catch up to this Fiora, and he's actually ahead in level now. Being down almost 1.5 level the entire game and being ahead now is a really big deal. Fiora, of course, was on split duty, but has gotten caught out a couple times, so Chevy Man definitely capitalizing on being that unstoppable tank, just trudging forward and getting as much experience and gold as he can. Caitlyn once again going to throw out the ultimate onto the Varus. Varus now very low. Fancy Feet does end up dodging 2 of the shots. Last shot is going to... Oh, actually he had 2 more shots, but ends up surviving either way. Now Briar is waiting... Or not Briar. Akshan is waiting sneaky. They do have control over this Baron area, which will spawn in about 30 seconds. Now, Fiora, once again, is on split duty, so are they going to be able to try to raid boss this? It looks like they are on their way. Akshan on the other side going to try to take out this Ornn, but I don't think it's going to be enough damage. Ornn should be able to just get him. Other side, Fiora getting caught out as well. Which side is going to go down first? Ornn is still alive, and Caitlyn will end up finishing off the Fiora. And Ornn does end up surviving despite 4 members of BBZ being committed to the top half of the map. And so that now that they know that a lot of ATZ members on the bot lane, are they going to make a desperate Baron call here? Kha'Zix is in the area. Looks like they won't just yet. Trying to get some vision and control first. No, Varus has started it up. But it's kind of a weird split call. He's taking 50% damage for no reason. The rest of the team are not doing it. They're not on the same page. Now Briar will start it up. Kha'Zix in the area. And Xerath on his way as well. Does not have an ultimate just yet. Kha'Zix gonna try to sniff it out. And it looks like they have decided to call off the Baron. Wisely done. They definitely don't want to take the free poke being caught out in the Baron pit. And now in turn, BBZ, or ATZ rather, is going to be the one to start up this Baron. And they are going to make the call for Ornn to join up. Bryson trying to take out that pink ward, but it's going to take a lot of damage for doing so. Now Ornn is in a 3 versus 1 situation. Briar ultimate is going to land onto Drowsy, however, immediately gets CC'd up and able to kite away from it. He's going to go down, Unknown, jumps right back in. He does pick up Akshan before he's traded for his life. However, it is a 3 versus 1 situation. It's going to buy some time. The trap is down. Gundle going to immediately get blown up by the headshot. It is a 3 versus 1 now. Briar's still far away, does not have ultimate. And the ultimate's going to get thrown out, but immediately riposted. Nothing to come out of that. So the Baron ends up not getting taken by either side. However, a decent amount of kills. Okay, Fiora is now on the chase for this Zoe. One more dash over the wall. The Drowsy's there, but no. He stepped forward a little bit too far, and the Q is going to land before the sleep turns on. So neither side's really going to be able to make anything out of this. Caitlyn continuing to power farm the super minions, which he'll be very happy to continue to do. Taking a look at items, very strong one-shot build coming in from Caitlyn with the upgraded Infinity Edge as well. Only 3 core items picked up by Varus, so a full item lead for Caitlyn here, 6-2 and 6. Zoe, although the KDA isn't too impressive compared to Akshan, has been an absolute clutch player here with the sleeps. And now Fiora once again going to take a very bad 3 versus 1, going to try to fade away one more kill before he's able to get away, but no, ends up going down. And this time, it will be ATZ in the driver's seat. Gonna head over to the Baron. Are they gonna start it up? Zoe now coming from base. Does have teleport. Briar and Varus in the area, trying to sniff things out, but nothing comes out of it just yet. Bryson has been spotted by this very good ward, so they know where he is. They know that ATZ are playing on this half of the map. And now, who's gonna catch out who? It's gonna be Keno versus CJ. The sleep is on. It's gonna get a max range bubble pop. And the ultimate fade away is not going to be enough because Unknown is here to get the pickup. A very nice kill coming in from Keno. And with CJ dead, I think this means that ATZ can just go... Oh my goodness, the poke is absolutely disgusting. Flash forced out of Gundle. He's out of the fight as well. Essentially a 5 versus 3. Actually, Ornn is on the other side of the map. Going to get cut off by Briar, but now that they know Briar's down there, this will prompt ATZ to start up the Baron. It's already halfway done. TP coming in from Fiora in the mid lane, but Chevy Man is still not dead. He's tanking for 10 years, is taking this 2 versus 1 and absolutely winning. Gonna get a knock up onto Gundle, but is it gonna be enough? No, he's gonna walk away now. He's bought plenty of time though. Mr. Zufu able to pick up the kill, but now gonna get poked out by Caitlyn. And now Morgana's in a bad spot. Cassie's jumping in. Is he gonna be able to pick up a kill? No, he does not. And another trap laid on right on top of where Morgana was Zanya. And so Fiora does have vision on him, so they know where he's at. And the soul is going to go over to Team ATZ, a massive win here. And Fiora is going to try to desperately crash in one more wave, knowing that he has a few seconds until the recalls go through. But this is empowered recalls. He's going to get sandwiched here if he's not careful. Zoe's on her way, so is Caitlyn. Going to try to walk up toward this north part. The Kha'Zix making the wide route as well. And does know that the riposte is down. Gonna pick one up. Briar ultimate does not land, and now they chase back onto him. One more jump. The W will land, but wisely does not go into the bush. Not having vision, doesn't want to risk getting blown up. So he's definitely learned his lesson. However, this time around he's gonna jump back in. The hook shot's not gonna get any damage out. And so with Baron and with the Infernal Soul, they have the poke and the buffed up minions to try to push forward here. The bubble's going to land onto Morgana, however the Black Shield will keep him from falling asleep. And the siege has begun. Akshan and Varus on wave clear duty. Keno taken down to about half health. First tier 1 will go down. Varus are thrown out, but is he going to be able to survive the barrage of shots coming in from Bryson? It looks like he's going to dodge enough to survive. One more shot. Infernal Soul. Second one. Is that going to be enough? The tick. The 5th shot, American Sniper Bryson does it again. Ends up taking out Tyler. And Dawson now Gonna throw out the Orin ultimate. Big Pom gets caught out. A very nice Orin ultimate from Chevy Man. Zoe is gonna get traded. But this should mean, oh wow, Drowsy just taking the last plant just to take out Morgana in one shot, and this should be the final push. They have the Baroned up minions, they have the poke, they have the range to take down the turrets. 30 seconds for Big Pom, 15 seconds for Crazy Mr. BC, 30 seconds for Gundle, and now Mr. Zufu trying to do whatever is needed. Oh my goodness, the ultimate takes down 80% of CJ's health, and now he has to regen in the base. They're going to focus down the Nexus. This should be game one going in favor of Team ATZ.